Job chapter 22. Eliphaz, the god of gold, the Temanite, answered, can a man be profitable to God? Surely he who is wise is profitable to himself. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? There's the reason why his name's Eliphaz. Is it any pleasure to the Almighty that you are righteous, or does it benefit him that you make your ways perfect? What in the world is going on? Is it for your piety, right?
Yeah.
That he reproves you, that he enters with you into judgment? Isn't your wickedness great? Neither is there any end to your iniquities. For you have taken pledges from your brother for nothing, and stripped the naked of their clothing. So should I have done it for something? Is that what he's saying? Like, as long as I benefited from it, does it make it right?
He's saying, what does it benefit for you? Does it benefit Yahuwah himself for you to be righteous? Basically saying it's kind of like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be getting a reward for doing your job.
But he's saying, then he switched it to the negative though, and he's saying Job's done wicked stuff. That's why he's not getting any profit out of it. That's why he's not getting any benefits. And in verse 6, how does yours read for verse 6?
For example, you must have lent money to your friend and demanded clothing as security. He's basically talking about violating Torah. He's accusing him of actually lending money to a fellow Israelite and then charging interest, which is a sin. We're not supposed to be doing that. So he's falsely accusing him of sinning.
Yeah, this one reads differently. This one says, for you have taken pledges from your brother for nothing, and stripped the naked of their clothing. You haven't given water to the weary to drink, and you have withheld bread from the hungry. But as for the mighty man, he had the earth. The honorable man, he lived in it. So in other words, from what I'm seeing so far, is everything that's happening to Job's life is a consequence for wickedness that he's done. And I'm asking the question, so let's say he did do this wickedness and everything was great. Does that make him good? Because everything's great? It goes back to Job's point. Job was trying to point out, just because people have great things and are wealthy and are rich and are happy, doesn't mean they're righteous. It doesn't determine their spiritual state. But this Eliphaz guy, I think he's big on profitability, being profitable. Prosperity. Verse 9, you have sent widows away empty, and the arms of the fatherless have been broken. He almost sounds like Judas, acting like he cares about these people. He don't care about these people. Verse 10, therefore snares are around you, sudden fears trouble you, or darkness, so that you cannot see. The floods of waters cover you. Isn't God in the heights of heaven? See the height of the stars, how high they are. You say, what does God know? Can he judge through the thick darkness? Thick clouds are a covering to him, so that he doesn't see. He walks on the vault of the sky. Will you keep the old way which wicked men have trodden, who were snatched away before their time, whose foundation was poured out as a stream, who said to God, depart from us, and what can the Almighty do for us? Verse 18, yet he filled their houses with good things, but the counsel of the wicked is far from me. See, I think Eliphaz thinks that having good things is your proof that you're righteous. Go ahead, Brother D-Rail.
We read somewhere before about, I have a discussion about this with somebody, about the clouds screening Yahuwah, like covering. It just sounded, I don't know, some reason it just hit, like dinged in my head about that verse right there. Clouds screen him. And I don't know where I read that. Does that sound familiar to any of you guys? You're on mute.
Thick
I think it was in
cloud. I
Psalms.
think he's talking about the thick cloud of darkness, and that the Hebrew word that's used when Yahuwah is on Mount Sinai giving the law,
Yeah.
cloud of darkness. I think the Hebrew word says something like the glory of Yahuwah, or I think that's what D-Rail's trying to talk about.
Yeah.
I forget the exact verse, but it's talking about like the glory or the thick cloud of darkness that was surrounding him when Moses went up.
I also got from so far from what you've been reading, D, is I mean, to me, man, it just sounds like Satan. You know, he was given permission to do this. Also, I think he's like really the friends speaking through the friends right now, especially in this 22. I mean, he's kind of like questioning, Yahuwah in a way. That's what I got out of that so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if I'm reading this wrong, but this guy's totally wrong about this whole cloud thing, because where is that at? Verse 14, thick clouds are a covering to him so that he doesn't see.
Right.
Well, wasn't it in the wilderness? Wasn't there a cloud by day and a fire by night that led the Israelites around the wilderness and protected them? That was a good thing. That wasn't a bad thing.
Yeah, he sees all.
He's accusing Job of thinking that in
Accusing
context
Job of thinking
that Yahuwah can't see his wickedness. Yahuwah can't see his deeds. Because in context is saying, how he says Yahuwah is so great, higher than the heavens, higher than the farthest stars. He's saying that to Job. But you reply, that's why Elohim can't see what I am doing. How can he judge through the thick darkness? For thick clouds swirl about him, and he cannot see us. He is way up there, walking on the vault of heaven. So
yours reads so different. My gosh.
Well, to me, it makes more sense because he's accusing him.
Yeah, with that, I can see how you get that with that version.
Oh, I got another one. The Brenton says a cloud is his hiding place. That's probably where I was, because I know I read somewhere his hiding place is a cloud. And it says, and he shall not be seen as he passes through the circle of heaven.
Yeah, okay.
That
lines up with how that's reading, so it could be what it's saying. Absolutely.
He's accusing Job of being a wicked man, because the wicked will say, Yahuwah can't see us. He's all the way up there. He's not going to be able to see our actions.
Mm-hmm.
The wicked hide in darkness and do things in the dark and think Yahuwah won't bring it into the light.
Very good. All right, verse 19. The righteous see it and are glad. The innocent ridicule them, saying, surely those who rose up against us are cut off. The fire has consumed their remnant. Acquaint yourself with him now and be at peace. By it, good will come to you.
May I say something?
Yep.
I'm wondering if what the verses Zero was talking about was the ones in Psalms 97, 1 and 2. Yahuwah reigns, let the earth rejoice. Let the multitude of isles be glad. Clouds and darkness are round about him. Righteousness and judgment are the habitation of his throne. And verse 3, a fire goes before him and burns up the enemies round about him. And then it goes on. And then there's one in Psalms 19, I think 18:9. And it says, he bowed the heavens also and came down. Darkness was under his feet. He rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. I'm not sure if those were some of the verses he was thinking about.
Yeah, I just know like that's close to it. I could have probably read that, but for some reason that verse just, I don't know, just sometimes they talk to you in your head, and like I know I've read that other places where it said a cloud is his hiding place, but we know he sees all. I'm not saying he doesn't see all. He does see all, regardless. But it said a cloud is his hiding place, and I read that somewhere. And he shall not be seen because of the cloud. Anyways, good one, Miracles.
Cloud of darkness.
Yeah, I think you guys are more right than I was. I think my mind went off on a rabbit trail. I don't think what I said has anything to do with what the guy's talking about.
Verse 21, I really liked. It reminded me of the New Testament where it says, submit to Elohim. Submit to Yahuwah and resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So that kind of reminded me of the New Testament where Paul talks about submitting to Yahuwah and resisting the devil.
It's similar, but remember, Satan comes with a little bit of truth and a little bit of lies.
Yeah.
So resist the devil and he will flee. That's the benefit. He will flee from you. In other words,
He'll go away.
he can't cause you to sin. You know what I mean? He'll leave you alone. He can't touch you.
But that does mean that.
What this guy is saying, hold on. What this guy is saying is good is going to come to you. Your whole life, everything will be great. Right? Am I consistent with what this guy's been saying so far? He's like, the righteous get the good stuff. The wicked ones are the ones who get the bad stuff. And you got the bad stuff right now.
Yeah.
Everything bad is happening to you because you're wicked.
Everything's going to go well. Just submit to Yahuwah.
Everything's going to be just fine.
All your troubles go away.
All your troubles go away.
That the TL Tree of Life version, it says, reconcile now with him and have shalom. In this way, prosperity will come to you.
Boom.
There you go.
Eliphaz, God of gold. And God we trust.
The Septuagint says kind of the same thing. It says, be firm, I pray thee, if thou canst endure, then thy fruit shall prosper.
All right, miracles, you had something you wanted to say. Mila.
Yeah, I was just gonna say in regards to the resisting the devil and he shall flee. I mean that if you're resisting something, that means there is temptation. That means there's a battle. It's not easy. He has to flee after a battle, and we do go through battles. And yeah, so I was just gonna harp on that point.
Right on. So yeah, Eliphaz got a little bit of truth, with a little bit of twist in there, a little off. Again, I think his focus is prosperity, man. I think he thinks that's the end all be all. Mix that in with a little bit of social justice, a little bit of give to the poor, be nice to give to the needy, and then he looks great. Verse 22, please receive instruction from his mouth and lay up his words in your heart. This is harsh rebuke, man. If you return to the Almighty, you will be built up. If you put away unrighteousness far from your tents, lay your treasure in the dust, the gold of Ophir among the stones of the brooks. The Almighty will be your treasure and precious silver to you.
This is so
you want to know?
contradictory.
You want to know what thoughts going through my mind? Hey yo, Joe. Hey yo, man, go throw your gold, man, over there by the river, bruh. Trust me, right over there. Just throw it over there. Everything's gonna be good. Hey man,
and I'm gonna go pick it up later.
I gotta go. I had a meeting.
That's the same thing I was thinking.
Yo, that's funny.
I was thinking the same thing.
Gold in here. He brought up gold, and his name is God of Gold. Now I'm running with that. Verse 25, the Almighty will be your treasure and precious silver to you. For then you will delight yourself in the Almighty and will lift up your face to God. You will make your prayer to him and he will hear you. You will pay your vows. You will also decree a thing and it will be established to you. Light will shine on your ways. When they cast down, you will say, be lifted up. He will save the humble person. He will even deliver him who is not innocent. What? Yes, he will be delivered through the cleanness of your hands.
I don't know how you got the innocent. Mine says he shall deliver the island of the innocent, and it is delivered by the pureness of your hands.
Deliver the what of the innocent?
He shall deliver the island of the innocent.
Island?
Yeah,
wow, I don't even have that at all.
Where is that?
Let me look at the Masoretic text real quick.
And I like the fact that he's actually telling him to get rid of his love for money. Eliphaz tells him in verse 24, no, if you give up your lust for money. I find that very hypocritical.
The Geneva says island as well. The innocent shall deliver the island, and it shall be pursued by the pureness of thine hands.
Island.
It's not in the Masoretic. I promise you, it's not in the Masoretic text.
I wonder where the Geneva's getting it from.
The Septuagint says, "He will deliver the innocent, and thou do thou save thyself by thy pure hands." That one doesn't even.
That doesn't make much sense.
The tree of life says, "He will deliver even one who is not innocent, who will be delivered by the cleanness of your hands."
Septuagint says, "Deliver the innocent," and these other translations are saying, "Deliver those who are not innocent." There's something's funky here.
King James says, "Island. He shall deliver the island of the innocent, and it is delivered by
island from, because I'm looking at an interlinear of the Masoretic text, and the word that because the interlinear even says island as well, but they're translating H336, which means not. I don't know where they're getting island from.
Jubilee says island as well.
Strong's definition, probably identical with H335 through the idea of a query not. Job 22:30, island. I think this is the only time this is translated as island for this word. That's very weird.
Very. Unless the context maybe means island. I don't know. That's weird. I agree with the Septuagint. Why would Yahuwah rescue the guilty?
That doesn't make sense.
I mean, the Septuagint makes a lot more sense.
The only way you could do that is if they repent.
Yeah. I agree with the Septuagint on that verse. He rescues the innocent, not the guilty.
I don't know. It could be Satan exposing himself again, saying funky stuff like this. And here goes the people who monkeyed around with our translations, exposing themselves too.
The lion pen of the scribes.
Yeah. Anyway, don't want to harp on that too much. It is what it is.
And we want to scare people.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a very telling chapter, I think, of what Eliphaz is all about, in my opinion. Yeah, he's all about that money.
And my version of 24 says, if you give up your lust for money. This guy is literally saying the opposite of what he believes.
Yeah, give up your lust for money. Give your money to me. And you'll see your life change, bud. Sick. Another Job on our hands. I mean, another Judas. Another Judas on our hands. Why are you wasting the perfume? We could have given it to the poor.
Yeah, okay. That's the person that steals from the treasury.
Right. Sticky fingers. Job 23. Who would like to read?
I will read.
Brother Doug in the house.
Then Job spoke again. My complaint today is still a bitter one, and I try hard not to groan aloud. If I only knew where to find Yahuwah, I would go to his court. Interesting. I would lay out my case and present my arguments. Then I would listen to his reply and understand what he says to me. Would he use his great power to argue with me? No, he would give me a fair hearing. Honest people can reason with him, so I would be forever acquitted by my judge. I go east, but he is not there. I go west, but I cannot find him. Interesting. I do not see him in the north, for he is hidden. I look to the south, but he is concealed. But he knows where I am going, and when he tests me, I will come out as pure as gold. All right, so at least Job understands, he's going to have to be tested. Where I have stayed.
Yahuwah is still sovereign. He still knows all things.
Yeah. I have stayed in Yahuwah's paths. I have followed his ways and not turned aside. I have not departed from his commands, but have treasured his words more than daily food. Wow. But once he has made his decision, who can change his mind? Whatever he wants to do, he does. So he will do to me whatever he has planned. He controls my destiny. Be careful, people. Don't start believing in predestination from that verse. No wonder I am so terrified, huh?
What verse you on?
I was on 14 where it says, so he will do to me whatever he has planned. He controls my destiny.
Okay.
Yeah, my translation might add
Yeah,
stuff.
it adds stuff. It just
I was just warning people that are listening here. I'm not a Calvinist, all right? Don't take that verse out of context.
What does that mean?
No wonder I am so terrified in his presence. When I think of it, terror grips me. Yahuwah has made me sick at heart. The Almighty has terrified me. Darkness is all around me. Thick, impenetrable darkness is everywhere. So he wants to plead his case. He's
What did yours your verse 12, what did your translation say?
commands, but I have not departed from his commands. I have treasured his words more than daily food.
Yeah, the web says I haven't gone back from the commandment of his lips.
I think he did a good job on that one.
Yeah. Now we said that Job was probably it was after Noah, right? After Abraham?
I don't know. The timing of this?
Yeah.
People there's debates on it.
Yeah.
Definitely before Moses. I think
Right.
everyone agrees it's before Moses.
The agreement is pre-flood or post-flood. That's the debate. There's some people out there that read the Scofield Bible because Scofield was he believes in the pre-Adamite race and all that. That's why they believe that it was before Genesis. Some Christians actually. And
I go with before flood. Me personally, I would go with before flood.
yeah,
Well, he's always had commandments, regardless. I mean,
Oh yeah.
and I like the Septuagint. It'll be verse 11 though. For that, it says, "And I will go forth according to his commandments, for I have kept his ways, and I shall not turn aside from his commandments."
wow, I really like that.
Nice.
I like that one.
Yeah, for the whole timing thing, I don't want to go off too on a tangent. The only reason I would say it's post-flood is because I remember the first chapter we did when we started this book, they mentioned the Chaldeans. Now, the Chaldeans didn't come about until after the Tower of Babel. So there was no Chaldeans until Babylon was established. So that's the only reason I would say that, because I remember you, Brother Derail, using this TS 2009. You in chapter 1, I think it said Kasdim attacked. So that kind of gave me an idea, like it has to be somewhere after Genesis 11. So somewhere in the time of Abraham. That's my guess.
The Tree of Life version on 12 says, "I have not departed from the commands of his lips. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than my daily bread."
Like that. That's great.
So to answer Milo,
That's a great verse.
Milo, she messaged about the whole Calvinist thing. Yeah, they believe that we have no free will, that we are totally predestined. And that's why I kind of made that notion, like, I don't believe that we don't have any free will of our destiny. Like, I believe there's some free will, but Yahuwah ultimately determines our destiny, but we still have the free will to choose to serve him. It's not like we're mindless robots, and that's kind of like what Calvin believed.
Yep. John Calvin, one of the church fathers.
It's always named after a guy. Marxism, all that other stuff.
That
Protestant reformer.
Yeah.
Mormon.
Yep. Two of my best buddies were Calvinists and abhorred when I started to leave Christianity. I mean, they were street preachers, and they even came to my block that I was street preaching in and started like using their horns and everything, trying to expose me while I was preaching, saying that I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm like, really, guys? Really?
And they were Calvinists?
Oh yeah, hardcore. Trinitarians, Calvinists, hardcore. Reformed Baptists, their denomination. And I remember debating them on the Trinity and the Taco Bell. It was like seven of them against me. I wish I would have recorded that. That would have been, oh, that was so epic.
Obviously, we have free will. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so much sin. Would you think? I mean,
Yeah, I agree. But they take certain scriptures that do show that element, like Romans 9 that we brought up. It says, Yahweh is the potter, we're the clay. Who are we to tell him why have you made me this way? So he knows who's evil, and sometimes he makes people that are wicked, and that's their purpose. I don't deny that at all. See, my stand in Christianity, you have two extremes. You have Calvinists that believe there's no free will, like Doug said, and then you have Arminians on the other end, which is from another guy's name, by the way, which believe in only free will. They don't believe at all that the Father will ever override our free will. So both of those stances, to me, are partial truths. That's why ever since I found out about it,
oxymoron.
I stayed in the middle. I was like, I'm not on either side. Both sides, I could see both sides of it in Scripture, so I'm going to stay in the middle. And I will always catch a lot of flack for that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm in the middle too. There's some free will, which he allows us to have.
He can do whatever he
will,
wants.
But at the end of the day, he has the ultimate decision.
Yeah.
He can make us harden our hearts, like Exodus. He hardened Pharaoh's heart. He actually told Pharaoh through Moses, he's like, I've hardened your heart so that these wonders will be shown, and that basically the whole earth would know I am Yahuwah. So he used Pharaoh, hardened his heart, just so that people could know he's the only living God. He's the great I am. So, like, there's instances like that where he overrides someone's will.
Yeah.
So it's both. It's really both. Like Daryl said, it's not one or the other. There's free will, and then there's sovereignty. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
I learned something. Yay.
I don't know how much time we have yet. It's timing up. But I think we should take a break.
Yeah.
We covered a lot of territory. Chapter 24, huh? We're on 25.
Yeah, we started at
We're more than halfway done.
We did 10 chapters. And only
We're going to 24. We just finished 23.
Yeah, we just finished 23.
Oh, okay. We're on 24. All right, we just finished 23, going on to 24. Shalom.